of yesteryear. And now here, some people will mark the 8th of Sivan, Chet Sivan, as a Hilula of Rabbi Mevorah Behranz Z'tl Lev Bracha. In fact, it's reported over he passed away actually in the month of Sivan, I think in the year 1894. He passed away about, we're talking about, from the time of recording, about 130 years ago. It's not crystal clear when his exact Hilula is, but I believe that was the date when the Chacham Bashi at the time, Rabbi Eliyahu Bachro Chazan, would actually give the Chatzima, his signature, for his book, Le'el Shimurim. So that's why some people would commemorate it on this day. Let's explore a few of the highlights of the famous rabbi's life. Now, I believe his father's name was Musa, and he was born in the year 1824 in Libya, in Tripoli. Naturally, Luv, they call this the country in Hebrew. They call it. Now, he would grow up in Torah and say Yirat Shemaim through the great rabbis of Tripoli in its day. Remember, Libya had a very strong Jewish community, especially during the part of the 1800s. Remember, he was born around the year 1824, so we're talking about 200 plus years ago here from time of recording. There wasn't so much wealth, let's just say, from a financial sphere. So he grew up, it was tough times from a financial perspective. So not with the riches, basically, with the simplicity and toughness from that point of that specific angle in of itself. He would go and grow in Torah through difficulty, but really at the same time shine through. He would really excel in his Torah studies at a young age. I think he'd be in school. He would actually help assisting at a young age, I think, teaching people how to, with regards to reading, educating inside Torah in of itself, and would be part very much of that specific sphere, respectively. He would raise many students, even when he was young, and I believe he would get married. His wife's name was Rabbanit Mazala. She was a daughter of Rabbi Moshe Haddad, and they would have 5 sons, I believe, including Chai, Yaakov, Kamos, Pinchas, Ve'eliyahu. So that's very interesting. Kamos, remember, one of the sons. It was a very common name in Libya. Now, I think come with the year 1895, I think at that stage in time, just after he passed away, I think it came out after he passed away in Tunisia. In Tunis, his book Yvorach Geber, which was the various different halachot and nidrashot le'emei hashana with regards to sermons connected throughout the year in of itself. So this was, I think, a Musa book. Also, it was teaching various different customs and morals, and it was arranged alphabetically. This book was. It was published in Tunis. Remember, many books were published in Tunis in of that day, respectively. It was. So I recommend everyone to actually look into that. And very much, I think it was through the hands of Rabbi Kamos ben Musa Haddad. I think inside the entrance of the Sefer, the preface of the Sefer, there was various different haskamot from the great rabbis of Tripoli, including Rabbi Yosef Rovin, Rabbi Rachmim Habib, and Rabbi Chaim HaKohen. And I think it was actually signed on Zayin Adar in the 1895, a year after he passed away. Come with the year 1896, I think came out in Alexandria in Egypt at that time after he passed away. The book Le'el Shimurim, this was a פירוש on the liturgy of the Seder night. Naturally, Seder night, Leila Seder, Haggadah of Pesach. Naturally, it happens to be on the 15th of Nisan. It's one night in Israel and 2 nights outside the land of Israel in the diaspora. I think this book, the Haggadah, the Sefer, was in Arabic, and also in Hebrew, respectively. There was a very lavish, I think, hakdama from Rabbi Eliyahu Bachor Chazan, very great rabbi of his time, and would come out there. I believe he was the chief rabbi of the Jewish community of Alexandria in Egypt. And I think, it was very, and it was, I believe, maybe at the time while he was actually the chief rabbi over there, he was a rabbi of the Jewish community in Tripoli. And now I think it was, so there's varying reports when he passed away. It looks like, I believe he passed away in the 1894, it's reported over here. And because Chet Sivan was date where the Chacham Bashi, the chief rabbi of Libya, would give this haskama, write the recommendation for the book, Rabbi Eliyahu Bachor Chazan, that I think that of Le'el Shimurim, that's why that was the date that was chosen to be, some people mark as his Hilula. Now, I think this book was actually published in 1896 in Alexandria, as I said before. I think contains as many as 264 pages this does. And it's actually interesting. It's you can actually find it on HebrewBooks.org website if anyone wants to look into that. Let's explore a few of his teachings inside the Le'el Shimurim book. It says, "Melamed ha'am shemarim ka'arat haseder k'dei shecholu bracha al rosham." There's a Seder plate with the different simanim, symbols on their different foods, which you put on. He's speaking about the intention within regards to it, within regards to how the bracha comes. About importance of feeding the poor people. Another teaching. So talking about laws within regards to, sadly, if someone loses a parent. This actually comes from page 33 of Yevarech Geber, the other first book which we mentioned about. And in Leil Shimurim, page 28, another teaching, it said, Melamed Sha Moda Benisan Osim Lo Nesacher Arona Niflaot. What a great time the month of Nisan is. It's the time of Yetziat Mitzrayim, the amount of miracles that actually come in at that specific time. There's more teachings. Melamed Takanat Chachamim Litzroach Batzmo Bachanat HaSu'udah. This is another one from the Baruch Geber. This is, I think, from page 109. Another cute stating over here inside the book. Melamed Shatfila B'Sha'atat Lakat Nerot Mukubelet B'Yoter. This actually will come, I think, from the also Yevarech Geber book from page 28 on the first part. Naturally, that was, as we said before, printed in the year 1895. We're talking about 130 years ago here from the time of recording. So remember, at that point in time, late 1800s, there were many famous rabbis that actually came from Libya. We've actually related. It's not the first video we've done on many of the great Chachmei of Luv at that specific point in time. There's writings about him. I think there's a Hebrew bibliography that will actually write his teachings. There was many great rabbis we could relate over within regards to that specific time period. I think especially it was a time period where there was other great Libyan rabbis, such as, for example, Rabbi Avram Chaim Adadi was a great rabbi at that time. Rabbi Eliyahu Lavia, who was from the famous rabbinic dynasty over there. It was a period also where there was Rabbi David Papo, I think very much was part of Libya. There was Rabbi Yaakov Rakach, another great rabbi specifically at his period of time. There was Rabbi Yitzchak Bukobza, who he actually lived many years after him. There was, and among the other Libyan rabbis, there was also Rav Faraji Naim, another great rabbi. He will be his Hilula actually on the 5th of Tammuz, and that was just a few of the great rabbis that happened to be at that point in time. But here, some people would mark the 8th of Sivan as a Hilula of Rabbi Mevorah Behranz. But please don't forget to light candles in his memory here on this month of Sivan over here. And I believe, it was printed in Tunis, his books was, and I very much recommend everyone to look at it. And what a great book it happened to be. Okay, friends, we're a community here. We're learning about great Oriental rabbis of yesteryear. If you descend from any of the great rabbanim that we are speaking about, please send me an email. I would love to hear more information. If you feel anyone's interested in watching any of these biography videos, please share these videos to other people. Also, we're a community here. We've already covered about 1,000 biography videos of the great rabbis of yesteryear, possibly already at least about 30, 35 Libyan rabbis in the last few hundred years we've covered, possibly even a few more. So hopefully we'll be able to cover more great Chachamim of yesteryear. Wishing you blessings, recording this from the city of Bet Shemesh in Israel. Wishing you all a fantastic day, and watch over all the previous videos we've recorded. And don't forget also, friends, to subscribe. We are nearly on a staggering 7,000 subscribers. So let's try to get to the month of Tammuz, which is only about 3.5 weeks away, with the magical 7,000 subscriber peak. Not peak, hopefully it's going to grow more and more. But thank you very much and have a great day, everyone.